Here we go, brand new Charli XCX album, How I'm Feeling Now. This is my first experience with the Charli XCX album. I'm a big Anthony Fantano fan, and I saw that she had the best album of 2019, and I was just, I don't know, I've been really busy with college and stuff, so I never really checked that album out. But I decided, I said I'm going to have to listen to this new one when it comes out, and I'll give her an honest chance. And this is, like I said, my first time listening to a full Charli XCX album. And it's not at all what I was expecting at all. I know the songs Boom Clap and Break the Rules. I remember those. They were just popular songs, and it's kind of hard to ignore both of those. But I do remember both of those, and this is nothing like that. And of course, those were a pretty good time ago. So I've known she's been very critically acclaimed, but I've never listened to her for real. And I was really excited, and this was the same day that Future's new album came out, Polo G's new album, and the Will Smith remix. So it was a lot going on. So that's why I'm just now getting to it on Monday. And I listened to the whole thing already, and then well, not the whole thing, most of it. There's about one or two songs I didn't get to listen to. So then I just now sat down and listened to all of them in order. And so I've got everything down for each song. So if you see me looking over, it's because I had to take notes, because it's harder when you're not familiar with the artist to kind of remember everything about them. Like if I listen to a Kanye album, I can listen to all of it, and then I'll just know, okay, this was this song. Her songs are a little more difficult to just kind of remember because of the names of them are kind of, she doesn't just have like basic one-line choruses a lot. It's a lot of stuff in a row. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. Sorry, my Mac turned off. First song is a Pink Diamond, and first thing I wrote here was Yeezus type beat. And as a Kanye fan, about every song on here, I was like, this is just Yeezus, but pop music. And I love Yeezus, so good sign. But it's not really like an actual song. It's more of like kind of an intro, and it sets the tone well, but some of the instruments are not my favorite, and they get kind of repetitive as it goes on. It's just like Pink Diamond in the dark, want to go hard, want to go hard. It just kind of keeps going. Probably a little bit too long, but it was fine, and I had no problems with it. Forever is way calmer than the first song, and it's a good juxtaposition for the first two songs, and kind of, you don't really know what's going to come from the album out of the first two songs. It's very calm. The mixing is perfection. Whoever mixed this song, I haven't looked into the credits, whoever mixed this song knows what they were doing and did very well. The piano's so smooth in this song, and the electronic type instruments, like the very filtered ones, come in very rarely, but they really shake things up as they're in there. The last half of the song is really electronic type and industrial type, and it shakes things up as well. So the first two songs into this album, you don't know what you're gonna get, and that's pretty good. I've liked both songs okay so far. I really liked Forever. Claws is the next song, and it is my favorite song on the whole album. It's very catchy. The auto-tune on the voice for the chorus just goes so well with the instruments, and it's nothing like any pop song I've heard in a while, and it's just very catchy, and it stays in your head, and that's a very good sign. As like the third song in a row, I'm just thinking, man, the mixing is incredible. As someone who produces music, not professionally, but just like for me and my friends, I paid a lot of attention to the mixing of songs, and whoever's been mixing this music so far, they're very good at it. Next, we have 7 Years. This is a very slowed tempo, much different from the song before it, and the vocals are incredible in the chorus. Really, really smooth, and they just, there's a lot of emotion with it. Very emotional, and this beat is extremely simple but has a lot of personality to go along with it. It's just a very simple song, but everything goes together as as perfect as you could hope for a pop song. So incredible as well. 7 Years and Claws are amazing. Detonate is very light sounding and smooth with quiet synths. In my opinion, it needs a little bit more drums, but it's not my favorite song. It's not bad, not good. It's just right there in the okay range. Not something I'll probably go back to, but it's not one that I didn't like listening to either. Enemy, I know was a single before the album, and I love the snares in this song. I would love to be able to find those snares and use them in my own music, but the snare is incredible. The chorus is very catchy, and the guitar hook / riff is very simple, but it does the job perfect, and it sounds very full to be as simple as it is. And I love, it's very hard to get stuff like that when producing a song. I like it. Let's see what else I wrote. I love the switch up in the bridge. It was nice at first, but I felt like the vocals kind of got off beat just a little bit, and then the kind of spoken word part kind of ruined the vibe. So it kind of ruined the flow the song had going, but then it comes right back in, and the xylophone after the last chorus, it's just really loud, and it sounds phenomenal. Again, once again, the mixing in this album is just incredible so far. And then we get down past Enemy, and I Finally Understand is the next song, and it's very fast and a big switch up from the rest of the album. It's a lot faster and more upbeat than anything else. You got kind of bobbing your head with it, and it's very good. It's a lot calmer and it sounds smooth. It's a good song as well. I really enjoyed this one. I like the switch up, keeping it fast, kind of keep you on your toes. That's one thing that's constant with this album, is it just keeps you guessing. You don't know what's coming next, and it's really good. So far, everything. I Finally Understand is a good song. C2.0, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. A little too much of the Yeezus and electronic sounds for my taste, just to be honest. The edited voice does not sound very good. This is the low point of the album, in my opinion. The second half is fine. The switch up, and it switches it up and goes kind of into more of a normal song, but it's ruined by the first half of the song, and it's totally ruined by it says click, 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 like so many times in a row, way more than any song should ever say the same thing in a row. So this is the low point of the album, the worst song by far, so far at least. And then Party For You, nice synths. It's nothing special. It's just a good song. It has very good bass. The bass in the song is probably the heaviest of the album so far that I noticed, at least. I really like that, and it sounds very good. It complements Charli's voice well. I feel like it goes on a little too long. It gets kind of repetitive near the end. But other than that, I think the instrumental is good. I think the voice is really good. The vocals, it's okay song as well. Not great, not bad either. It's in the middle range. And then Anthems comes up next, and this beat is incredible. Wow, this beat is great. A lot of credit to the producer as well. Like I said, the production on this album is incredible. A lot of work had to go into how much of these electronics and industrial instruments they used for this album. But man, it just sounds so good. The ability to keep all these together and not have it sound too messy is phenomenal. It's something that even Kanye struggled with on Yeezus a little bit with these industrial instruments. But on this one, it's rarely like that. And this song just proves how good these type of instruments can be used for beats as well. Overall, this song is incredible. It's very hyped and fast, and the drums are so freaking heavy. I love it. The drums just smack so hard, especially with good headphones in. This is one that I'll definitely come back to, no doubt about it. The beat is up alone, but then like I said, on every one of these songs, except for the edited one, her vocals are incredible, Charli XCX's. Then Visions is the final song of the album, and it's more calm, and it's not as loud or electronic as a lot of the rest of these. The synth buildup is nice, but not a big fan of the second half, where the synths just kind of get really loud and they repeat after each other. Probably not the best choice to end the album, and the ringing at the end goes on a little too long, and probably not the best final sound you want to leave your listeners with. Overall, I probably would have finished with something like Party For You, in my opinion, or I Finally Understand. Those would have been better endings to the album. But overall, the highlights by far are Anthems, 7 Years, and Claws. Those three songs are incredible. Overall, this was a really good album. I enjoyed it, and I'll come back to probably 3 or 4 of these songs pretty consistently after the release of this. I enjoyed it. My first experience with Charli XCX was very positive. I'll definitely give the rest of her music a shot, and I'm glad it was recommended to me by some people on Twitter and Facebook. Good switch up. I'm more of a rap and hip hop fan, so it's nice to kind of change up your music taste a little bit. This is not what I'm used to, but I like it, and I enjoyed it. Overall, I'm giving this album a 7.5 out of 10, 7.5, 8 right there around it. It's good. I had some good songs, 3 or 4 really good ones, like I said, but 2 or 3 of these were just kind of below average for me, and the rest were kind of in the middle. But 7.5 out of 8 for especially a quick album that she even said was she did the whole thing in a very short time span just for quarantine. It's very well done. I love the idea. She's just taking fan ideas for this one. That was one I probably should have said at the start, this was not like a normal album. This was a quarantine album based off ideas from fans. Very good album, very original, and I respect, even if I don't like all of the choices, I respect risks taken, especially in pop music, which you could easily just do the basic radio hits and try and become popular. But no, she took a lot of risks on this album. I enjoyed it. We'll say, like I said, 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's a good album. I enjoyed it, and I'll be listening to more Charli XCX coming up. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you agreed or disagreed. Peace out.